Hello, today is August 21st of 2020. My name is Raymond Ng, the Director of Education here at Monteca International Playschool. Thank you for tuning in to our 22nd Parent Info Seminar. Today we're going to be taking a new spin on the topic that we're going to be talking about today. Instead, I want to share with you one of our new programs that we're going to be launching that we're very excited about. And so let's get right into it. So as you know, Monteca International Playschool offers a Montessori program, play school program for toddlers and CASA age. And it's a very typical Montessori program as well. Just like all the other authentic Montessori programs, there's several elements that are definitely included in our environment, such as the authentic Montessori materials, where we have introduced some of them in our past parent info seminars, and we have our certified Montessori directors. It's very important because they know how to use the materials, and they also know how to respect and observe the children when they're doing their work. Of course, we go by the philosophy of individualized education, where Dr. Maria Montessori always says, follow the child. We follow each child's progress individually, and we adjust the type of materials that is present for them accordingly as well. Within our age groups, we do mixed age groups, so in increments of 3, except for toddlers, where we start at 1 year old to 3, and then CASA 3 to 6, and so on. Of course, at the central of everything is our prepared environment, something that I talk about a lot, and it's mainly to do with how everything is designed and placed here in our school, where we have child-sized shelves, we have materials that are attractive, and of course an environment where children feel safe to be nurtured and they're able to roam driven by their curiosity. So this is basically our classroom environment. In every classroom of ours, we provide the freedom of choice of whatever work that they want to do, and we also provide the freedom of movement in our classroom. So as we all know, the current situation with COVID-19, all the schools are closed down, and a lot of children, a lot of parents are thinking, having headaches about where to send their children. How can we continue their learning, kind of, so to speak. So a lot of conventional schools have resorted to this method of Zoom lessons. Basically what happens is similar to what we're doing right now, except for the children. You look at a screen, somebody's talking to you, and you're just listening to instructions through a screen. This in return results to children being exposed to excessive screen time. There's been research to say excessive screen time for children under 6 is actually bad for them. And so what do we do? I mean, Montessori, the Montessori educational method has been developed over a century ago. The big question is, what is the next step? How do we improve upon this very solid foundation of education model? And how is this method of Zoom classes affecting our children's learning? Well, first of all, we can think about, without a doubt, the screen time, right? They're going to be looking at a screen most of the time, all the time actually. And the second point is they have no hands-on experience. Whatever you're listening to from your computer or your phone, there's no hands-on experience. You're not manipulating different objects with your hands. You're not feeling things. You're not seeing actual objects. And most importantly, when you're looking into a phone or staring into a laptop screen, there's no movement. You're sitting there for however long, and there is absolutely no movement. So what does this mean? I think it's fair to say that it's a fact that the Montessori method, the traditional Montessori method, let's call that Montessori 1.0 for now, the original method for Montessori, it simply cannot and will not fit into the current situation of the digital world, because we do not promote screen time, and we promote a lots of hands-on experience while moving around using your senses. So that's basically why it does not fit in. This digital world right now, it's screen time dependent, and we have to really ask the question, what does that do to our children's learning capability, and what does that do to their mentality over a long period of time? Because we don't know how long COVID-19 is going to be around for, hopefully soon, but we never know. So everything right now we're looking at, for the children at least, is through a screen. They don't have any real life experience. There's nothing real for them to touch or to see, which is a lack of sensorial learning. And so if you remember, sensorial learning is also a very big part of our Montessori curriculum. We believe children needs the real thing to learn and enjoy learning. Whatever they're manipulating, they're using a pen or they're using a set of tongs, they're using their hands for gross and fine motor skills. It develops their sensory skills, and it also develops their cognitive abilities. So all these things are cornerstones of Montessori learning, because they're fundamentals. So what we have developed and we have implemented already is something what I would refer to as sort of a Montessori 1.5, okay? A newer version of Montessori. Okay, so how do we remedy this situation? What can we do to provide the Montessori education in a most authentic way given our situation right now? And how does Montessori evolve with the current situation outside? So with Montessori 1.5, we touch all the key learning points of the Montessori model, and we take away the extremely negative factor of screen time. There's absolutely no screen time in our model, and it's most beneficial to children. So what we're going to do is we will actually bring our prepared environment to you, to your home at your convenience. It's important to know that we're also going to be bringing materials, and we're going to set up your living space as a learning area for your child. Okay. Now, do note that this Montessori 1.5 is not designed to completely replace a traditional classroom environment, because there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can replace that. But it's just an alternative for the time being. So what we offer is we bring you the prepared environment, as I mentioned, okay? And we start off with sending off 2 consistent and qualified staff members to your home. Of course, you'll be benefiting from the low teacher-student ratio, okay? But we do ask that there's a minimum of 2 children to be present, just because we need to promote that socialization aspect, which is a huge part of going to school as well. We set up your regular living space as a learning environment, okay? And we also have qualified staff that are bilingual as well. So we're offering courses in English and a mixture of Putonghua in there as well. And like I mentioned before, we bring in every lesson, we bring in authentic Montessori materials, okay? And we're going to be doing a lot of arts and craft, actually. And through this arts and craft, children will be able to, of course, use their motor skills, use their cognitive abilities. They'll be making materials that they will be using in the session. And the benefits of this is, first of all, it allows them, it's a great activity to do with the children. And secondly, they can also keep those materials so they can use it whenever they want later on, that's outside the session. And of course, without a doubt, our hygiene and sanitization protocol is also top-notch. All materials are sanitized before and after usage. Our staff members will be disinfected before entry of your home, and they will be changing into their uniform as well. And of course, face masks will also be worn, and if requested, we can do face shields as well. So we offer 2 streams of programs, one to toddlers and one to CASAs. Toddlers are 1 to 3 years old, and CASA age is 3 to 6 years old. They're very similar in terms of curriculum-wise, but very different in terms of core learning areas. So for the core learning areas for toddlers, we are focusing on cognitive skills, motor skills, language skills, practical life, and socialization. Okay. There are also fundamental concepts that we're going to instill into the program, such as grace and courtesy, etiquette, and sense of order. And we're going to be doing this through making materials, arts and crafts, music, and a lot of movement activities. So how does that structure look like? Well, during a session for an hour and a half for toddlers, the first 10 minutes, we're going to start off with an opening circle, just like you would in school. We're going to be singing some songs, doing some icebreakers, get everybody comfortable, talk about the calendar, the seasons, the weather, right? Just so everybody is familiar with what's going on outside as well. And then there's going to be 1 hour of uninterrupted work time. When I say 1 hour of uninterrupted work time, this is our Montessori way of, this is the core of our Montessori program, where they are free to roam in their learning area to choose whichever work activity that they would like to work on. There's normally a 5 to 10 minute of snack time. So a snack break, water break, toilet break. And we believe this needs to be in the program because all these things are a very big part of the Montessori learning concepts as well. So a lot of learning moments, teachable moments in there. And then, of course, we end the day with another circle, which we talk about etiquette and socialization. And we also consolidate the learning that they have done that day. Now, in terms of CASA, which is 3 to 6 years old, is actually a bit longer, 2 hours, 2 hours long program. And of course, it's more academic focused. So we focus on topics such as practical life, sensorial, language, math, and cultural studies. And of course, the fundamentals of Montessori is also instilled as well. Now, the biggest difference between the CASA program and toddler, besides the different topics, is the time. So there's an extra half an hour, and we're going to push that into 1.5 hours of Montessori work cycle. So in this uninterrupted work time, they again get to roam freely in their learning areas to choose what work they would like to work on. And in a typical Montessori kindergarten, there would be 3 hours of uninterrupted work time. But of course, in a play school setting, we're also going to be making some changes to that as well. So again, to summarize, this program that we're going to be launching, the Montessori At-Home, is the main purpose of it is, of course, is at your convenience, and the best thing about it is there is no screen time at all. You'll not be looking at a computer screen listening to some person that you may or may have not met before speak to you. And the other points consist of bringing in consistent and qualified staff members. So it won't be a different teacher every week. It'll be the same teacher that takes you throughout the term. Parents or caregivers do not need to be present. Be in the house, of course, but you do not need to be taking part in the session. Our scheduling is quite flexible, so do contact us for the offerings that we have. And of course, you're very welcome to provide your own healthy and favorite snacks to your children, so we can be serving them at snack time. The most important thing about this program, I believe, is the sense of belonging. When we say sense of belonging, it's a place, it's a feeling that you feel you belong to, right? That's what sense of belonging is. So for the children to be learning in this area that they're familiar with already, it builds a sense of order and responsibility into this familiar setting. It builds habits of organizing, and we're going to be doing activities such as eating at the table or cleaning up, and etc. So again, the details of our new program, you can always contact us to find out more. There's a minimum of 2 children. Okay. We do require a picture of the space that you intend for us to set up in, so our teachers will have enough time to sort of look at the space and decide how to set it up. Of course, a quiet environment is ideal. Of course, no TV or no music playing in the background. The minimum session time is 1.5 hours and 2 hours for toddlers and CASAs respectively. We charge based on the age group, and transportation is extra. But again, call us for more details in terms of exact numbers as well. So that's it for today for our topic. Next week, we are going to be moving to another topic, which is to do with Montessori classrooms in this COVID situation right now, and how we are going to approach that. It's actually a piece that's recently done by AMI as well. So that's what we'll talk about next week. Again, follow our Facebook, Instagram for news, promotions, and updates. Call us for if you have any questions or concerns. Our school is currently open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturdays as well. Our cooking class has resumed. So please do call us if you're interested in joining our program. Again, my name is Raymond Ng, the director here at Monteca International Playschool, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you.